sustainable development. At the outset, allow me to introduce the members of the Ministry's delegation who are present today. So here in my left side is the Secretary of State for Livestock. We have actually 4 members of the government. Minister is myself. My name is Mameta da Cruz, Secretary of State for Livestock, Mr. Zoe. And there are another 2 Secretary of State. Unfortunately, they cannot join us, but they are, first is the Secretary of State for Fisheries, and the other is the Secretary of State for Forestry. And here is the seat of the cabinet of the Secretary of State for Forestry. And the next one is National Director for the Aquaculture. And the other is my Principal Advisor, Dr. Augusto. The right side is Ms. Erlina. And then Mr. Akasu is the General Director for Fisheries. And the next one is National Director for Forestry, and the last one National Director for the Fisheries. So now may I kindly invite Your Excellency to introduce your delegation, please.
Thank you, Minister. So I'd like to introduce Professor Ling, whom I met a couple of months ago in Fuzhou, the Agricultural University. I was introduced to him and was introduced to the technology that he invented as well, which is the called the chainsaw technology, greatly supported by President Xi when he was the governor of Fujian province. So this he has been doing for many decades all around the world. He said that he knows about it for 2 years already, but couldn't find the time. So this time I decided that I managed to find time, and I decided to come over to take a look. And the Lin is actually working with President Lin because they are father and daughter. Okay, and she's taking over a lot of the groundwork for them. So we are actually, I think we are really starting a lot of process here. The Prime Minister is very, very interested in what they are doing, especially because the grass and stuff could be used for different purposes and also using for livestock. And instructed that we get this done ASAP. So it's something that they are working on. And when Professor Ling met up with President, we also mentioned that they'll be writing a report to directly President Xi about their visit here. And we'll be hoping to get more grants and funding to, work on this project in a bigger scale after the pilot has been started. So I think the Prime Minister mentioned that they'll be selecting a couple of pilot places once this start, and they will give us the result in 3 months, and from there we can take it from there. How we should expand from there and commercialize it as well. But I'm not an expert in this area, so I'll leave Professor Ling and Dr. Ling to introduce what they'll be doing.
Yes, thank you for the introduction. Yes, noted. This meeting takes place in order to request to explore potential investment opportunities in Timor-Leste. Our objective today is to exchange views, better understanding on your interests, and present the government's priorities and policy direction in the areas under this ministry. The discussion is to allow us to determine areas of mutual interest and to identify appropriate avenues for more detailed technical engagement at the later stage. So, if you would allow me to inform you that food security in this country remains one of the highest priority of the government of Timor-Leste. Despite our natural endowments, the country continues to rely significantly on imported food commodities, including rice, poultry products, vegetables, meat, and fish. For this reason, the government is focused on strengthening domestic production, improving value chain, and building resilience within our food system. A responsible private investment is seen as an essential component of this national effort. Our government vision is to move beyond subsistence production towards a more productive, market-oriented, and climate-resilient agri-food economy. In this context, we consider investors not only as source of capital, but also as partners in innovation, technology transfer, and market development. Therefore, we place particular importance on investment models that generate local employment, integrate smallholder farmers, and respect environmental and social safeguards. If you allow me, let me also inform to Their Excellencies and Professor about the potential for investment. This ministry, as the name of the ministry is the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Forestry. In other countries, it could be divided into 3 ministries, but here these 4 big sectors are handled by only one minister and with the 4 or 3 Secretary of State. So I would like to mention the potential investment for these 4 sectors. First is in agriculture, which also include horticulture. We have significant potential with about 600,000 hectares of land suitable for agriculture. We have about 80,000 hectares ideal for irrigated rice and about 200,000 hectares suitable for maize. We also have a very good climate for various crop products such as coffee, cacao, horticultural crops including vegetables and fruits, specialty organic products. Our agriculture production mainly organic. With the global demand for organic food continues to increase, our produce naturally meet many organic criteria and can become a premium organic exporter. As such, to increase and productivity, many investment opportunities exist. These include dam construction, especially in the confirmed suitable for dam, modern irrigation systems, technology transfer for precision agriculture, organic crop production, including coffee, cacao, fruits, vegetables, agro-processing facilities for export, cold storage and processing and rice, maize and oats plants. That's in the agriculture. In livestock represent a strong opportunity for transformation. We have about 200,000 hectares suitable for pasture. However, Significant challenges remain, such as limited veterinary services for disease control, feed shortages in breeding due to lack of improved breeds, as well as weak market infrastructure, including slaughterhouses, cold chains. There are many investment opportunities in the livestock area, such as investment in dairy production technology and facilities, feed mills and feed production, improved livestock breeds, slaughterhouses, and cold storage, meat processing plants for export, veterinary laboratories and disease control systems, technology transfer for increasing livestock population. These are in the livestock area. The fisheries, Timor-Leste's fisheries sector has enormous untapped potential marine resources. These include an estimated fish stock of 700,000 tons per year. The current harvest rate is only about 2%, an additional 20% loss to IUU fishing. Challenges in the fishery sector include no fish stock, lack of industrial vessels, limited cold storage, and no large-scale processing facilities. Investment opportunities include industrial fishing vessels, fishing ports and landing sites, cold storage and processing plants, commercial and aquaculture farms, joint venture in seafood exports and marine tourism, and blue economic development. These are the problems, the challenges, and the opportunities in the fisheries sector. Lastly, in the forest sector. Forest provides both economic and environmental investment opportunities. Key potential include sandalwood reestablishment. We know this country well known as producer. The land is specific crop, sandalwood. Bamboo industry, potential about 20 tons of bamboo wood per hectare. Organic coffee with a strong global reputation. Our coffee has been exported to a number of countries, but the quantity is very small. It's about 10,000 tons per year only. The productivity is very small because of the aging in coffee trees. This coffee had been planted during the Portuguese time and Indonesian time, so now we are trying to revitalize or to rehabilitate the coffee plantation. And industrial plantation, biodiversity and ecotourism, and carbon trading, including reforestation and conservation. Challenges in this sector include deforestation, water degradation, as I said, aging coffee trees, shade cover problems in coffee farms, land conservation. Investment opportunities in this area include bamboo value chain development, sandalwood plantation and sustainable timber production, organic coffee expansion and processing, non-timber forest products, including honey, medicinal plants, carbon credit project, ecotourism development, and industrial tree plantation, high-value species. These are the problems and also the opportunities in this project. May I invite Your Excellency the Professor to present to us about the interest of the professor and Your Excellency as an investor, so that we can outside and understand how we can go forward. Please.
I will leave Professor Ling, as I mentioned, to discuss about what we are doing on the grass technology and what they're implementing here. But after hearing the fishery, it is something that we were, I've given you a few times. It's something that no one was able to give me more details, but today I think I'm hearing what the Minister has said, and I think it will be very, very interesting because it's something that we are, as investment, it's something that we are looking at. So my team is not here because we're focusing on this, but it's something that I think we want to look into as well officially. It's a big market. Cold storage issues, I didn't know that there's no shipping port here. So that's something that we could actually look into as well. So I'll follow up on that later with the ministry. I'll leave today, just leave Dr. Lee to discuss the part of the technology.
非常感谢，非常感谢刘国员各位，
First of all, thank you very much for all the colleagues from ministry and especially minister and the secretary for your precious time to have the meeting with us.
介绍的所谓的新的技术，变种技术，是中国产生的变种技术。为什么中国会有的技术呢？是19上个世纪70年代，中国的人均180人民币的2.5万，贫困的另外呢，生态的问题也是为了解决这两个问题，我在讲一场的15月份。
So at the beginning, I'd like to provide some brief background of this technology, which is the name should be liu-liu 菌草. Jun in Chinese means mushroom or fungi. Cao in Chinese means grass. So in 1970s and half centuries ago, in China, we have a population of 250 million, which under poverty line. The poverty line was the farmers. The poverty line was 就是一年100民币啊。The 1 year, the year income, the annual income only 100 RMB, 100 RMB. So there's a very low level of poverty line, but we have 250 million people. So then at the time, the mushroom production is a very conducive industry. The government and the rural farmers keen to start to produce mushroom because it's quick, fast, and profitable. And especially in our province, we are from Fujian and the southeast part of China, coastal province. Also, with 30% of our landscape is mountains, similar like here. So the farmers cutting the trees to produce mushroom, and it also a serious problem for the soil erosion. Then Professor Ling had this idea to find an alternative, sustainable raw material to replace the trees, sawdust, to grow mushroom. And then that's how in 1980s he developed this new technology called Junta technology, using the wild grasses and artificial planting grasses as a substrate material for mushroom production. That's the beginning.
也就是中国中国政府非常重视，在中国最贫困的地区实施起来的效果，同时呢，国家的领导人企业技术和援助包括生意一样，这都是第三世界的需求国家只是有性别
So since then, this technology has been developed. Up to now, we already established a national level research platform. It's the only one and also the leading one in China, the National Junchao Research Center, where we are from, under the Fujian, attached to Fujian Agriculture and Forestry University. So we have set up an international Junchao college and as well. And since then, we already have used this technology for poverty reduction across China, and also we already extend this technology to more than 100 countries, developing countries particularly. We set up 18 demonstration bases overseas, and with the support from President Xi Jinping, and we brought this technology to Papua Guinea for poverty reduction. And we also started international cooperation 32 years ago through the transfer of patent technology to Japan, and also transfer the technology through our China 8 programs, training, especially training programs since 1995. So we already trained more than 16,000 international experts, technicians, and students from 110 countries. And some of them already back to their country become the technical backbone for the digital production. And we serve more than millions of the farmers across around the world for them to get rid of poverty and the income. And also in September of 2021, President Xi Jinping sent a congratulatory letter to us for the occasion of we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of this Junchao assistance supported by China 8 and the sustainable development. So he sent this letter, and in the letter, he mentioned that the government is give us a strong support to extend this technology further and make this technology become they call it the grass of happiness, because for the technology, the core is grass, which is a high biomass, grow fast, good in the high in the protein level, and good for the mushroom production and the livestock feed. So they say the grass of happiness should extend to benefit more developing countries people. That's why since then our government has mobilized the Ministry for Affairs and the Ministry of Commerce and different ministries to promote this technology. And also in 2017, this technology has been enlisted by the United Nations Peace and Development Fund under the sub-funding called the Sustainable Development. So we are the top project under this fund for global promotion. I think there's a short video which you can explain better.
我说因为人类发展需要一些发展的，2008年的时候，有2位参加学习，参加我师培训的学习，找我了。因为根据他们有提供的信息人是有可能是。
So the people watching the movie, there's a short message here as well. There were in 2008, there were already 2 officials from Ministry of Agriculture here attended training. So during that period, Professor Lee already exchanged the views with these 2 officials and understand the basic information here, and both agree that Timor-Leste is conducive, the country is conducive for this technology. Can be adapted very well here. So now let's watch the movie. For those, I don't know whether you have been to China before, Fiji province, if you go to Taiwan, you just opposite Taiwan, across the Taiwan Street. So it's a province where President Xi Jinping had been working there for 17.5 years. So he knows Professor Liu well and knows this technology well. And with his support, we set up the first science laboratory, Jinchao Science Laboratory. And now, Jinchao Science is already an interdisciplinary subject under biology and ecology.
With an aim to eradicate rural poverty and protect the forest resources, Professor Lin Zhangxi, Ministériu Agrikultura and Forestry University of China in 1983 carried out research on the cultivation of edible and medicinal mushrooms by using wild grasses and cultivated herbage instead of raw meat trees. In 1986, we successfully invented Jinchao.
Ministry of Agriculture of Fiji put this as the #1 project to improve the lifestyle. Because
mushrooms can be processed into highly value-added tonic food products, and even the spent substrate can still be processed into functional. It creates a pastime. Genealogy refers to the techniques that utilize Jinchao grasses through the decomposition, promotion, and symbiosis functions of the raising.
that under the medical trees, they produce ohin produce production items. And even in African countries, more recently I just explained that. So in African countries like Central Africa, it's very hot. Then we choose we develop another high temperature type mushroom. Because mushroom production, you have the low temperature type, like for the only tree where they will grow. They have the medium temperature type, like oyster mushrooms. And button mushroom is about 18 degrees of grow. But then we choose those mushrooms, they grow under 25 to 30 degrees. So these are high temperature type. We develop the country. So there's
provides at least 30 job opportunities. Each this project is some of the Jinchao grass species are high quality food sources. For example, the crude protein content of the giant Jinchao grass contains 8 to 16%, and the annual output of fresh grass is 450 tons per
So
hectare.
you can expect the same productivity here. For cattle, goat, Yagama is the largest that is stay on the farm. The problem is in the drought season, the local forage and ohin get rid of.
Grass has been also applied to ecological management. such as soil erosion control, certification control, and alkali soil management, and mine rehabilitation. In the Yellow River Basin and Qinghai Bed Plateau, and some arid and semi-arid areas of China, a few Junqiao grass species are applied as pioneers.
This is the root system.
After 100 days, one note of giant Junqiao grass will grow into a clone of about 10 to 20
So that the high tilts, maybe high levels of tilts.
square meters. In Rwanda and Lesotho, the use of Junqiao grass to control soil erosion, compared to the local fields of corn, reduced the soil loss by more than 90%.
This is the corn, you see the water,
Reduced the water loss.
this the drainage turbines. This blue soil come out from the
International technology demonstration bases established in 17 countries, including Papua New Guinea, Fiji, Rwanda, Lesotho, South Africa, and others, have enabled farmers who lack land resources, educational opportunities,
This is
and productive
small,
skills to have
like
ways to increase their income.
this is Fiji.
So that's why we like mushroom. Myself, I teach them to plant the seed and the master of the mushroom now.
So the many children there is
Fujian Agriculture and Forestry University has disseminated Junqiao technology in 106 countries, conducting over 340 international training courses, held 19 international symposiums, provided 28 international postgraduate student scholarships.
the students from 14
A
countries.
number of Junqiao entrepreneurs and research talents from Sri Lanka, Nigeria, Egypt, Brazil, and many other countries who have been
The
trained
teacher
in
cultures
China's
in
national
the
research center are playing an active and important role in the development of the Junqiao industry in their respective countries. In September 2015, Chinese President Xi Jinping announced the establishment of China with Peace and Development Trust Fund to help the developing countries implement SDGs during his attendance at a summit commemorating the 70th anniversary of the UN. In 2017, Junqiao technology was listed as a key project of the fund. On May 26, it was officially launched at the UN New York headquarters. On April 18, 2019, the high-level meeting on Junqiao technology was held in New York. In her statement, Her Excellency, Mrs. Maria Fernanda Espinosa Garces, President of the 73rd session of the UN General Assembly, said, through Junqiao technology, China has a great story to tell, a story now shared with over 100 countries with good participation.
We have the textbook in English and
That has shown the potential of a single innovation, if nurtured and employed wisely,
Madagascar.
to change lives and improve livelihoods across the world.
Concerning Madagascar. And now the Tanzania Timor put its Junqiao into their national plan, strategic plan for the national development.
Over 3,600 participants, including small-scale farmers, livestock herders, agricultural cooperatives, policymakers, agriculture development experts from government ministries and agencies, academic researchers, women, youth, persons with disabilities, groups in vulnerable situations, have been trained in Junqiao
We also
technology.
set up those courses in the secondary school.
Junqiao graphs to offer sustainable solutions for food security, economic growth, and environmental protection in project countries in Africa, Asia, and the Pacific, as well as interested countries in Latin America and the Caribbean.
So the Ministry of Education of Fiji already put this technology into their curriculum textbook.
But it serves the whole of humanity. We are committed to
They're distributing the grass planting materials for the grass and the mushroom packs. These children, they are eating the mushroom soup every day in this primary school. Yes, that's all.
根据我的经验，在工地位呢，一股气让这个仙草可以长到600度左右，像说温度。
So if according to our experience in East Timor, if manage this grass like you manage crops, the yield can be as high as 600 tons per hectare per year. So it will be very high productive.
那个进一步就能够在这个地方。
So we can have more later on after we've done this more research and doing better for production. Then we can in the future we can discuss the details. And also I'd like to invite the Ministry of Agriculture representative to visit us. This year we have a training course for the developing countries. So if the ministry is interested, we can actually allocate some vacancies on we can mention it to the Chinese embassy. So to block some vacancies for the delegates from here. And then you can, during this training or the seminar, we have a 2 to 3 week seminar as well as 4 to 6 weeks this technical training. So 2 different types. And you can either, as long as we get this information, once it's confirmed, we will send this training courses information to His Excellency Michael and we direct to your ministry. Then you can have recommend this representative officials. In addition to that, every March we start to recruit the master and the PhD students, overseas students, as long as they have the English language certificate. Then they can apply for the scholarship. We have our provincial scholarship and our university scholarship. So, and this morning, and just now we also mentioned this to the President, His Excellency, that we can actually secure the 3 to 5 vacancies for your countries, the use for this technology. And also, we can facilitate to connect the ministry join our United Nations UNDESA programs, which they are promoting the global exchangers. Especially this year, we have 2 phases already. Phase 1 is in South Pacific countries. Phase 2 emphasizes in African countries. Now this year we start phase 3. The emphasis can focus on the Asian countries. So we already have Sri Lanka, Laos, Uzbekistan, Pakistan. But if you are interested, we can also link you to this UNDESA, so they can sponsor this conferencing activities to China and as well as to Africa and Pacific regional centers. And also they may sponsor some regional training as well. So that's all the resources we have. So,
yeah. Thank you for the video. It shows that this project is very important, and I think it's good for us, for the Timor-Leste, because as I mentioned that we have a problem on the
food security and also the problem on the livestock. And you can see on the video with showing that this grass, Timor grass, can produce the mushroom and also produce the grass for livestock. So it's good. I think this is a good technology which can be adopted for this country. But if we could visit to the province, what is the name of the Fujian city, so that we can see the. Yes, I also appreciate and want to convey my gratitude to Young South Technologies for the training for our two staff. I didn't get the report and also explanation from this person, but I am the one who nominated to do this thing. I will ask them to provide me the information about this, but I think it's better for me and for my team to visit to see directly. So if you could tell me when I could visit there, or if you could invite me to go there, and with the support of Your Excellency, between us, between this ministry and the investor of the Sul-Sul technology, because we need this kind of technology to produce more, to solve our food security and also to feed our livestock, particularly our cattle. So once again, I thank you for sharing us the video and the information. But currently, I need to read this and I need to add more explanation on this technology, Sul-Sul technology. Here, Sul-Sul is a grass, right? Grass, mushroom and grass. The mushroom coming from the grass. So the raw material. We should give it one to me so that I can. So the raw material for mushroom is grass. The grass called Sul-Sul. It is from this province. Yeah.
It's research so we are bringing it all around the world.
Okay, so that's my view. I think for the other engagement, I think we need to have a focal point, designated focal point. From our side, here, Ms. Benvindo is the person who can be contacted to discuss more ideas on this. I'm interested in developing this grass and mushroom in this country. So if you could provide us the focal point for your side so that we can discuss more on this. As I said, I am interested in this. So if we can have further discussion and we can have an MOU and we can go to China to see directly, I think it would be
I'm sure that they had a conversation and immediately when they are back in China.
Yeah, I will go there. I will. And my Secretary of State is responsible for livestock because I see that this will be good for livestock. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you for allowing me to also address you for a moment. So, as you've heard, the technology is very much focused on poverty reduction, improving food security and nutrition. And as Your Excellency knows, this is something that you've also been supporting the government and your ministry with for more than 2 decades. So we've been started working with Wafu and Professor Lin about 2 years ago to discuss about this technology. And at that time, actually, there was also a mission from your ministry already to the technology. It wasn't yourself, Excellency, but some other people from the ministry joined also the WFP team to go to China to look into this technology. So slowly we have already been looking at it. And so we're very happy and proud to now have Professor Lin here in person who developed this technology himself to come here and do an assessment of the feasibility of the technology in Timor-Leste. And for us, so we have been involved with him on the project, and we have started submitting a proposal to the Chinese embassy to see if there is an option for them to fund a project here in Timor-Leste. And the idea would be to help the smallholder farmers, teach them how to use this technology to grow the mushroom and to help them with their livestock, to have the fodder for the livestock. And then link this to the school feeding program. Because as you know, we as WFP have been supporting a lot also the government with the National School Feeding Program. And we think that mushroom could be a really good and cheap protein source to be integrated in the schooling. This is actually a model that was also done in Rwanda, so we know it can work. And then, of course, with the fodder, also the animals could be produced for support. So that's a little bit what we're doing in the coming days. So Professor Lin and his team is still here till Tuesday. They have offered also to work over the weekend. So this weekend they go on a trip to Aie and Ainaro to again meet with some farmers with mushroom productions to really understand feasibility. And if anybody from your ministry would also like to join that trip over the weekend, we're very welcome to accommodate. So maybe that will give a little bit more opportunity to already talk with the professor and his team about this technology. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for WP for support. Yes, I thank for that. As I said, WP already facilitated our to start there, but it's good to get the support from WP. But what I want is that if we could have a cooperation between the government and the shop. There was something to say to the review and the ministry. Yeah. So, we can nominate this director of the livestock and Mr. Timor from the forestry, used to, and then the three of them will come with you during the weekend to see the mushroom that we develop here. I think I don't really know the raw material for this mushroom, but I think this is the best one. So I think we need to adopt this country. So, yeah, what we have done and what we have established with the WP, yeah, we continue that. We support that. As the government, I support this. Yeah, as you mentioned that you have submitted the proposal. Okay, this can go, no problem. But what I want to say is that if we could have cooperation between the ministry and the profession, then I think it would be good. So I nominate these three directors to
join with you with any discussion, any problem, any suggestion to us to develop mushroom and how to solve our problem, which is a problem poverty reduction on this one. So I think after this, you can change the content so that and also I asked the WP to be involved in the discussion. Although as I mentioned, although I want to have cooperation directly with the government, but I need support, technical support from WP, and I support the proposal. As long as we work together, we have been working together for a long time, so I think I need the support. I think is that good.
这运筹是全世界领域对领域的生产力发展、衣食住行环境都起了一定的积极的作用，这个就是
So the professor wants to add some point here. So the jute grass is not only for agriculture, and actually in China it has been involved with the textile industry, food, and energy, and also the construction materials like artificial density board. This is the scarf is made from the 70% of jute grass fiber, the grass fiber. So, but the jute is a collective term. It refers to more than 40 different varieties of grass. So it's they have a different usage. So Professor Lai showed us this is the grass. If you go to our visit center, this is 8.86 meters. Not king grass, it looks like same actually at different variety. It's a new variety identified as a new species actually. We have finished this the research. It's a new species under Peskas family, same as the king grass family. So we also have this grass called the standard drawn and also the flag. Very well. Okay. So then we have this as a gift for Your Excellency.
So, Professor, if you allow me, I think we can close our meeting, and I'm looking forward to work with you all, with the Professor and Your Excellency and the WP for the next step, for the further discussion, technical, and I'm looking forward to go to China if Professor invite me, and I will go there to see directly so that one understand more on the Jungchao dress. So thank you, Professor. Thank you for coming. Professor and your team, we put a picture together.
And we also have some souvenirs as a token of appreciation from our ministry. It will be
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Mr. Say Mr. Okay.
Oh, go.
Oh, Guru.
So here is one.
Aslam. Okay.
And we also have some souvenirs for our visitors. And Sir Michael, Professor Lee, with California.
Yep.
Mr. Rudy. If we have Miss Lee, please. And Mr. Rudy, Mr. Rudy Wang. Mr. Terence Wong. Mr. Daniel Chi. And also KDB. Please, the rest of the delegate, please come forward. Next, please. Next. Next, thank you.
And I invite everyone, please give a round of applause to our visitors. Thank you. And now I invite everyone to have photo together, and then we'll have afternoon tea. Thank you.